Hello, welcome to my channel. Please hit that button and subscribe. We are hitting out on this channel with the topic under management, like we promised, and we are calling it how to write a graduate proposal. You understand that before you are called for graduation, before you finish your studies, you are supposed to write your thesis and your dissertation as a master's student and as a PhD student. So, allow me in the next few minutes to guide you on how to write the best proposal that will be on demand. How do you write a graduate proposal? Before we do that, and that is going to really help you, what is the purpose of graduate proposal? What is the purpose for writing a proposal? There are three reasons. Number one, it is a plan of action and justification for research that you plan to do. You want to justify and you are planning to study on this particular topic within which your problem has been identified. So that's the first reason. The next reason is to a step towards gaining approval for thesis or dissertation. It's a step towards gaining approval. If you are going to be admitted as a graduate, this is the first step. Remember, in most universities, this is coming at the end of study, when you are done with the coursework and we want you to do a proposal. The third reason is a way to receive funding for research. Most of the schools would want to fund your research, but if you don't submit a proposal, they would not want to give you any money. And outside the school, most of the institutions of funding agencies, they want you to submit a proposal for money grant. So that's the reason. It's the same format everywhere. Now, what are the parts of a proposal? A good proposal has these parts. I understand that Texila American University, the University of Zambia, United Nations University, Makerere University, UNISA, and many other universities, they may have their own preferred formats. And within the university, you find that the Department of Engineering are using a different format. The business is using a different format. Education is using a different format. But I am happy to announce to you that all the themes that I have lined up here for you are found in all of these universities as an acceptable template, something that cuts as a model, a middle ground of a good proposal. So this is international material. The first thing is it must have a title. A title is important. A very good title. You need to work with your supervisor to formulate a very good title for your proposal. If your proposal does not sound very well, it's not attracting, people would not enjoy reading it. So work with your professors who are supervising you to coin up a very good title for your thesis or your dissertation. So that's the first part. The next one is the table of contents. Very important. Table of contents. Table of contents gives you what is contained in your thesis or your dissertation. It's very, very important. So make sure that you put the table of contents. I read a research from one of our students whom I was supervising. He just wrote the names, the sub-themes, and all those things down there without putting the page numbers. Make sure that you put the theme and the page where it is found. And the next one is the abstract. An abstract is different from an introduction, which I'll be talking about later. We expect it to be between 5 to 12 lines, and it is talking about the problem. You can also mix a little bit of the background, you mix a little bit of how or the method, and then it also points or tries to project an outcome. How do you conclude it? So it's a very concise form of summary for the entire thesis. So make sure that you do it. At postgraduate, it is needed. The next one is introduction slash background, or introduction stroke background. You don't need both. Some schools, like I said, may ask you for both, but we usually put them together because the information in introduction and information in background is almost the same, but it must be there. There is a template at DMI St. Eugene University, one of the schools where I lecture from in Zambia. They actually put it the way I wrote it here, introduction stroke background, because they know it's one and the same thing. It's important to give the background of your thesis statement. It is so that we understand where you are coming from. We are also able to predict the outcome as we are reading your work. Background is very, very important. And it also helps you to justify your own work. Why should it be researched on? Is it researchable? Is it a good background? Is it a good problem? And that you must do. After the introduction stroke background, we have statement of a problem. Statement of a problem is an important part of your thesis, because here, feel free to state the problem. You are not discussing a problem, you are stating. Hey, I laugh. Some people state problem on 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 pages. Madam, sir, you are only stating, you are telling us, make a statement of a problem. You are simply stating the problem. Don't start discussing it. You are even quoting it. What are you quoting about a problem? So, state a problem and make sure that it is stated briefly, according to the way your university wants it, but it must be there. The next one is the purpose. Some people call it aims, and some people call it rationale. It's the same thing. Purpose, aims, or rationale. You need to tell us why you are writing on this particular topic. Why do you think you must write on this particular problem? And that is called the purpose. And I still remember reading a few dissertations. The purpose of this research, okay? The reason why I am studying this, the aim of this research, or the rationale of this research, and you state it like that. Some people even do very good jobs. They can even break it down in parts. The first part will discuss this, the other part will discuss it, which is okay. But they all must fall under purpose, aims, and rationale. The next one is literature review. What is literature review? Literature review is a part where now you hear other scholars, what they have said about the topic. Some scholars have said this. You must feel free to tap from all sources. People who don't agree with you must be quoted, and you must explain why they disagree with you, or even you, those whom you disagree with, you must tell us. And you also quote those people who agree with you under literature review. It is a review, a survey of literature, what other people have written, including those people you have interviewed, including those people that you did questionnaires on. What is their view on the matter? All that must come so deeply, and you interact with them. And it's always very sweet to hear how other people are disagreeing or agreeing with you on the topic. So let literature review be there. Beautiful. The next one is methodology. Okay? Methodology is very, very important. Some people call it pedagogy. A pedagogy, or a method, is a way of resolving a problem, or a formula of finding the answer, or a way of finding a solution. You gave us a problem at the beginning, and we called it statement of a problem. Now, how do you design a formula or a method for finding the answer? That is called methodology of study. It must be designed by you. Of course, there are standard methodologies which people have come across. So you need to use conventional and non-conventional methods of studying, study methodology. And you are the master, you are the one writing it, you are the author with your supervisor. We cannot tell you how not to or how to, because you have identified the problem yourself, and you must identify the possible ways of resolving it. It's always interesting to work with students when it comes to this, because they want to even bring in a lot of things. Our role as supervisors is to simply tell you what could work and what cannot work. We are not writing for you. Okay, obviously after methodologies of resolving problems, which may include collecting data through questionnaires, interviews, e-platforms and whatnot, you are now going to present results, and that's the next one. After methodologies, we have results. Don't worry, we only have 2 more remaining. What are results? Results of your study are responses that are coming from the people you are interviewing, or the people that are filling in your questionnaires, or the evidence of your study from the online sources, from physical libraries, and from the community. Sometimes you may go to the actual place where you want to find data. If you are doing archaeological studies, you go to the field, get that archaeological piece and study it, then you write something about it. All that must come under results.